Well, your boy's another year older. One more time around the sun. I personally can't believe it. Yeah, good times. It was a great day. There'll be more about it on the other side. Let's get into it. Take 39. What's good, peacemakers? Welcome to the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast. I'm Michael, and this is my crafty corner of the YouTube universe. If you would like to follow me on any other social media, you can do so at Piece4PeaceCrafting over on Instagram or Piece4PeaceCraft on Ravelry. If you like music, you can check out the communal playlist that's over on Spotify, the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast playlist, and I think those are all the places you can find me. If I'm missing something, somebody just write it in the comments and let other friends know. But yeah, I think that's all the places you can find me. Welcome to any new viewers. If this is your first time watching, I hope you enjoy. And if you make it through part, half, 1 minute of this video and you like what you see, feel free to do all that fun YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. I love hearing what people have to say. Try to go back and get to everyone's comments as quickly as I can. Universe permitting, where I am in time. Let me think. Is there anything else? No. It's been 2 weeks and a little bit. I was hoping to record over the weekend, this past weekend, so today is the 29th of March, 2022. But my name day was over the weekend, and so I was celebrating and doing all the things. So there was no time for me to jump on here and do a podcast really quickly, so I figured I would just have to do it during the week. And it is what it is. Life happens, right? Yeah, the weekend was great. The celebrations are sort of still continuing. I had family come in and had a small, tiny, little tested gathering of folks. Do a brunch in the morning, and then some other people. We had a gathering to have a Hot Ones party. I'm not sure if you've ever seen the show Hot Ones, that's here on YouTube, but it's an interview show where celebrities are interviewed, duh. And during the course of the interview, they eat 10 progressively hotter, normally it's wings, like chicken wings, but depending on said celebrity's diet, there could be plant-based options, whatever. They make it work for the people that are there. So we did the exact same thing. Got a bunch of different options for people: tenders, wings, plant-based nuggets, which were bomb, by the way. And we went around and tried all the hot sauces and asked questions in between us eating them, which was a lot of fun. Randomly, it was also funny to see people's reactions to the spice level of each spice. I gotta say, I love hot food and I love spicy things, so the one that I was really worried about was more toward the end, obviously, because it gets hotter. And when I watch the show, it's the one that most celebrities freak out about the most. And there was pacing that was happening from a lot of people. I personally had to go stand outside for a minute just to breathe in some cold air in my mouth because it was on fire. Yeah, so I thought that was a great way to just like hang out with people and do something that wasn't to me seems very conventional. Like, we're gonna have a cake, there's gonna be balloons. I'm not really, like, obviously I would be into that, but like, I wasn't really into that. Like, I didn't even have a cake, which I don't personally need, so it was fine. But like, the memory of all of us sharing in this experience together of torturing ourselves by eating a bunch of different hot sauce was a lot of fun. We had a ton of things just in case people needed them to like cool their mouth off. So like limes, ice cream, rice, milk, water, Tums, Pepto, like whatever you needed to settle your stomach and to continue going if you wanted to. It was just so much fun. So I've been busy not planning, but like doing stuff leading up to that. So I don't have too much to show today, but I do have some stuff to show today. Excuse me. So where should I start? Oh, let's do this first. So if you don't know, or if you do know, there is the SweaterMePeace. Learn your hashtag, which I learned from the last episode. SweaterMePeaceMAL, that's happening right now, where we as a collective are all knitting whatever sweater you want. Whips are allowed. And this was for, I did this last year, and so I did it again this year for my name day, and it goes through the next month as well. So that will continue running through the end of April. If you are on Instagram, you can feel free to use the hashtag SweaterMePeaceMAL, and I have been going through and posting them like in my stories and stuff, people who have been participating. And if Ravelry is accessible to you, there's a group over there, the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast group, and there's a chatter thread and an FO thread, and there's some really beautiful things that have already been made. So it's been really cool to watch people work on their sweaters and throw them into the mix for prizes at the end of next month. I think so that's one admin-y thing. And my second admin-y thing is, I'm just gonna do this now. So over in the Ravelry group, there's also a thread called Flasher Socks, because so many of us wanted to knit more socks this year. It was just like a thing people wanted to do. So I was like, oh, let's just start a thread. We can all look and see and share in each other's glory of making these beautiful socks. And so I decided last episode or the episode before that I would do like quarterly sort of pulls from that thread and just pick a winner and send them some fun sock yarn, just because I thought that would be fun. So the first name is going to be pulled at the end of the month. So I'll let it stay open on the 31st, and then on the 1st, April Fools, I will go in and use a random number generator to pick someone to send something to. And then everyone that's already put stuff in there will still be eligible for the next time. It's just going to be an ongoing thing throughout the year. So what I did was, back in February, I had the honor of being a panelist for Knit the Rainbow. I'll link them down below, which is an organization in New York. You can read more about them on their site. But I was a panelist on a panel that they had in February, highlighting Black makers in the community, makers, shop owners, things of that nature in the community. And one of the people that was on the panel with me was the dyer behind I Feel Like Dying, Tiana. And I'd seen her stuff before. I guess I've been to two. Back in 2019, there's a fiber festival here called YarnCon, and I got to see some of her stuff in person, and I was like, oh, she's really dope, like, let me start following her. But because it was my first one, I didn't purchase anything. I was very overwhelmed. So after this panel and listening to her, I decided I wanted to get some stuff. And so here, is this upside down? Here's her label. I feel like dying. And I got these 2 sock blanks. So I'm going to open up one. So I figured I would keep one and then I would give one away for the first round of the flasher socks. So here's just one. Oh my God. I'm not going to undo it all the way just in case this is the one that I decide that I'm giving away. But it's this beautiful sock blank that I thought would be a fun little giveaway thing for anyone who has socks in the thread. And this is a 75/25 superwash merino nylon, and it is approximately 463 yards of fingering weight. And I thought that this would just be a fun little thing to give away. So I will take a sneak peek at the other one and decide which one I'm gonna keep, because I would love to use one of these to make a pair of socks for myself. And then the other one I will send to one of you. So that's very exciting. So that's sort of like an acquisition thing right off the jump. And hopefully some piece mail going out to one of you very soon. I guess it's only a couple days away. So by the time you're seeing this, you'll have a couple more days to get your socks in the flasher socks over on Ravelry. And then, like I said, on the 1st, I'll just go in and do a random number generator and pull someone and reach out to you. Send me your info and I will get one of these really dope sock blanks off to you. Yeah, I'm super excited about those. I was so happy when they came in the mail because the colors are just so beautiful. All right, so let's get into some stuff, shall we? I have a couple smaller finished objects that I will start with. So wait, where's the one? Sorry, there might be some crinkling. There is stuff all over this table that is sitting next to me. All right, so the first thing, let's do something fun. So I finished what sweater was that? My single mall, right? Maybe a couple episodes ago. And I had all this wool left over because I used the Lion brand fisherman's wool. So it's 100% wool, and there was some yarn left in the hank. And I was talking to my roommates about, at some point I wanted to attempt to make dryer balls. And since it was 100% wool, I went to the University of YouTube and looked up how others were doing it. And so I took the rest of the hank and made these, which was so fun. So I just did 3 because that's all that came out of using the rest of what was left over from the sweater I made. And it was really cool. So I just wound them around my finger, made little balls, and then puts them into a pair of tights. We had extra tights lying around that weren't gonna get used, like ballet tights, because they get worn after a while. And so I stuck them in there, tied knots in, and then ran them through the washing cycle twice with like some other stuff I was washing. And then threw them in the dryer, and yeah, they came out really well. I think they could be a little bit more felted, but I'm hoping that once I throw them in with some stuff that's a little bit damp and they're like rolling around with the stuff in the dryer, that they'll start to felt a little bit more, which I'm assuming will happen. Also, my roommate's really excited. One of them, she is excited because she likes essential oils, and so we can put some of those on here and throw them into the dryer. I was really excited because I've never used them before, and so I just wanted to check it out. It's supposed to, not make static on your clothes and just be better than using dryer sheets. So, and we don't really use those anyway, but I thought this would be a fun alternative instead, and super easy because I could just make them. You know what I mean? Save money. I guess I'm not really saving money though if I'm buying the yarn for other projects, but we won't go into that. So this was the first fun little side project that I did over the past 2 weeks, and I'm really excited about those. All right. Next up is I have been working on, I've talked about this a bunch on here, working on spinning up the fiber advent that I got over the holidays. And so I had a little bit of time and was able to spin up, what day is this? Day 7. And here's how that turned out. Oh no, it's coming undone. This is my day 7. So again, for those who may be new here, I'm taking the 1 ounce of fiber that is that corresponds with each day. There were 12 days. And I'm spinning half of them with a gray wool, and then the other half is being spun with dark gray wool. So this one spun up nicely. I love it. This little one has like more yellows and blues, some browns in there. And this little skein ended up being about 5. It ended up being about 150 yards for the 1 ounce of fiber and a little bit of the wool that I added to it to make it a 3-ply. I should really weigh these out once I'm done just to see like what is the final weight. You know, like I know that it's 1 ounce of fiber that I'm starting with, but what it is when I add the other fiber to it, which you would hope that it's also 1 ounce, but yeah, sometimes you spin a little bit more on one and then I don't end up having enough, or I end up having some left over, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not always as consistent, because maybe I, split the fiber and then there's a little bit more on one than the other, and then I don't, like the little bit that's left over, I'm not spinning that to make more yardage. I just leave it and I'm adding it to like a Frankenstein skein that I'm gonna make at some point. So this was my day 7. I'm super excited about it. The fiber was dyed by Wool Fiend. I'll link her below. And the gray I just got from my local yarn shop here. They sell just like wool there that you can use for felting and spinning. So that's really dope. That was thing 1. Thing 2, oh my gosh, I thought that was gonna fall, was I showed this a while ago, but I had some fiber from Into the World, and this is it. The color that was on the bag is 221B, and excuse me, same thing, split that fiber. That was, how much was this? It was a lot. Maybe it was 4. Oh, it literally says on the packaging 4 ounces. Oh, I'm a mess. So it's 4 ounces, and I took some other fiber that I had lying around, which was like a dark purple color. Anyway, and spun it to make a 3-ply with that. And so this, what is how that turned out. So the original fiber from Into the World is like browns, light purples, dark purples. And it's kind of dope because you can't really see the fiber that I added to it, because the color matching is like chef's kiss. I did a little pat myself on the back for that one. So here's how that one turned out. Love, love, love. It's so pretty. The fiber from Into the World is Cheviot, and then I just added some wool to that, and it's in 2 little sections, just because like I don't have really big bobbins, so I just ply them until one's full, and then I just switch to another one. And with this, I got, this one is 590, and it's a little over 100 grams. I think it was like 112. So I'm super excited about this to It's really nice. I love the colors. Sorry, I think I just hit my mic. I love the colors. Sometimes, look at this. Look at how I just wound that back up. Not good. I'll re-twist that later. I really love this. It's like giving me a little bit woolly, and it's so nice. It was so much fun to spin up. Yeah, so I finished those two. Really exciting. I feel like I haven't really been... Is that true? Yeah, spinning all that much. Just because I've been trying to do other things, and it's like, baby boy, you have too many hobbies that you're kind of into. You need to just give more time to all of them. It's not like I'm going to give one of them up. So it's just like finding time to actually sit down and get some spinning in, which also over the weekend, I realized that it had been a year since I got my spinning wheel. So that's really dope. I probably didn't not properly, but really start the process of spinning until a few days later, because I wanted to watch some classes, figure out my life, how I was going to go about doing it before I really got into using it. But yeah, it's been a year. And so I think within that time span, I can definitely see the progress of from where I started, from where I am now. So that's really cool. I'm happy about that. It's nice to see, little tiny, you're getting a little bit better at this. That's awesome. So I think that's it for the makes. Or the things that are finished. Also, I know people are going to ask, I'm not taking this off. I'm kind of cold. This is my Veritice Unite that I made earlier in the year. And this is my Ceej Hat that I made, I don't know, a month or two ago. Everything will be linked below. If you would like to check out either of those patterns, I will put them down in the description. All right, so let's get into some things I'm working on. First up, which is a fun segue, is I was on Instagram, as one does, and I saw a friend of mine who also just recently started spinning post a pair of socks that he had finished using some of his hand spun, and I guess almost a year, have been at some point I'll get around to using my hand spun. I'm just enjoying the act of spinning for right now. So I saw that photo, I got really inspired, and I came into this room and pulled out, they're in these little things, and I'm not going to take them out, but you can still see the coloring of them. I pulled out this, where is this from? Alexandra the Art of Yarn. And this was something that I'd spun up maybe last summer. And it's a merino yak silk blend. I don't remember the percentages. I think it's 30 yak, 30 silk, 40 merino. Does that make 100? Someone do the math for me. That I spun up, and I had quite a bit of this. I don't remember the yardage off the top of my head, but it was a lot. More than just a regular fingering weight yarn. So for me, it's kind of a light fingering, and I decided that I would give it a shot. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it, see what happens. So I got the, what is it called? Also I'll pop in a photo. The DRK Everyday Socks by Andrea Mowry. I know that she was doing a spin it to knit it, make along, or knit along, make along. I don't know. And so I was like, oh, I'll try to jump in on that, but I probably won't finish by the time it's over, which, whatever, I don't care. So these are a toe-up sock, and sorry, I get so excited when I see it. And this is where I am so far. So I obviously did the toe, and have started on the ribbing. It's just a little 2x2 rib for right now. And I feel like a lot of my projects recently, it's like I'm enjoying it so much, but I'm loving the material that I'm working with, the fiber that I'm working with, that I like spend a lot of time just like do a little bit, stare at it for a while, do a little bit, stare at it for a while. So I'm not making as much progress because I just can't stop looking at them. Anyway, I love how this is knitting up. I think it's so pretty. It's kind of wild to me, which maybe I've said before, or you folks who are out there who spin and you actually knit with your yarn that you've spun, is like the fiber looked one way, I spun it, which looked completely different, and now that it's being knit up, like who would have thought that there would be like these mini little stripes in there? But I'm loving it. I'm not really sure how well the fiber will hold up as a sock, but I'm hoping that since the silk content is so high at 30%, that they will wear pretty well. I'm not too, is that true? I'm not too hard wearing on my socks. I mean, on ones like, excuse me, that I'm out like teaching and stuff, like, because we have sneakers on, we're like in a gym. Yes, those are getting a little bit more wear to them because I'm being active with them. But things that like I've hand knit, I'm like wearing those on a day that's like very chill. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like out and about, I'm around the house. So I'm hoping that these will fare pretty well too. I'm super excited to get more into this pattern. The heel is going to be new for me. I think there's a Flegel heel written in the pattern. So I'm excited to try that. And the increases, from what I could tell for the gusset, look really interesting. So hopefully this has been my like before my class starts or while I'm in a meeting on Zoom knitting. So I don't get to work on them too much because of those factors, but they are getting some love every now and then, at least a little bit, a couple rows a day. So that's been really fun. Super excited about these. Can't wait to show them more once they get a little bit more work done on them. So that's thing one. Thing two, where do we go now? Let's do this. Thing two is, so I was working on the Anker sweater, and I was really hoping that it would have been done by this past weekend so that I could wear it. But like I said, life happens. Oh my gosh, you all, check out this bag that I got. My friend, here's a little tag. This is Hysteric Sisters. And my friend was in Mexico and picked up this little bag for me. I didn't forget that he gave it to me, but I tucked it in this bag, and so seeing it again, I'm like, all right, that's so cool. Love it. Cute little flowers. Anyway, it didn't happen because the end of last week got really hectic for me with family coming into town and people staying with us, and yeah, it was a lot. But I did finish the body. So the last time you all saw it, it was where this bumblebee marker is. So I did the rest of it, and the ribbing. This other marker was to let me know that I needed to do about 2 more inches before I started the ribbing. So I just stuck a little marker on there, finished, and then did the ribbing from there. Now for this, I am going up a needle size. I think the pattern calls for a size 6, and I'm using a 7 because my gauge swatch was like, baby boy, this is gonna be very tight. And I was like, not today, Satan. I'm not doing that. So I went up a size, and once I tried this on, I was in love. Like, the fit is gonna be so exactly what I wanted. I'm very excited about that. And the color, we've been through this, is poppin'. So I'm using, this is originally a DK weight pattern. So I'm using KnitPicks Copra in Hemlock Heather. Yes. And I'm holding it with a mohair, which is not in the pattern, which is in Labyrinth. And it's giving me this really dope, sort of foresty green, but not really, color. So all I need to do is pick up for the sleeves and knit those. And this should be done soon. I'm really hoping that I can get this done by the next time I see you. I do my sleeves 2 at a time, so I'm hoping at some point this week. I feel like every day this week I'm like, oh, it's just been jam-packed. So like, right, my come home, do some knitting stuff time is being cut short because we've also been through this. People are doing this thing called making plans. And so I have to go and do so much stuff. But it's all things that like I want to do. So that's fine. In a safe manner, obviously. Okay, I feel like I'm drinking a lot today because I feel like I'm talking a lot. All right, next up, let's do this really quick just because I didn't get much progress on it and I feel like I've been talking about it for 45 months. The podcast isn't even that old, but here we are 45 months later and this freaking shawl is still on the needles. I don't know why, because every time I go to work on it, I absolutely love it. So I won't spend too much time on it. This is the Kinship shawl. We've seen it. We know what's up. For those of you that are new, this is the Kinship shawl. And it was in, oh look, I have a broken rubber band as my bookmark. This was in this issue of Pom Pom magazine, number 35. And let me find a photo so then I don't have to pop in the picture. Oh, this is cute. So it looks like this. It's adorable. I love it. I have another one that I made when this issue came out. And so I'm making this one as a gift. It's falling off my lap. Oh my God, what am I doing? Okay, so here's where I am on this. It's very scrunched up on the needles. So I've gotten, where's my marker? It's that little yellow one. Where is it? Oh, it's hiding. So I did like 4 little sections. Here's where I was, here's where I am now. Honestly, I'm on the last section. I don't have much more to go. Like maybe 10 more repeats. I can't remember, I have to look at the pattern, but it's something like that. And then I can bind off. So this is almost done. It's huge, so it's really hard to show. And yeah, I love it. This pattern also doesn't call for more mohair, but you know, we're out here making things up and playing. This also is using KnitPicks Capretta, and I'm using Eclipse Heather, Moonstone Heather, and White as the main colors. And then I'm holding a mohair with the pattern sections, so not the garter or the in-between little stockinette. And those mohairs are plover and silver, just to give it a little something extra. It's like substantial, it's sturdy, which is gonna be so nice. And I hope my aunt likes it. I'm sure she will. She's the one who picked out the pattern. She saw it on my Instagram and was like, can I have one of those? Okay, sure. I don't mind that. All right, so that's that. I'm not spending much time on that. Last thing I have to show is living in like one of my grocery bags. I last time was showing you or told you all that I was making, or I wanted to crochet something I wanted to crochet an amigurumi just because I like doing it and I hadn't crocheted anything in a minute. So I'm using a pattern from this Huggable Amigurumi book. I can't remember. I think last time I just linked to the book because I tried looking for the pattern on its own and it was nowhere to be found. It said, no. So I'm making this little elephant. Oh, that's so cute. And the pattern originally calls for you to use a super bulky weight. I clearly could not read that day, and so I'm just using a bulky, which is fine. So the end result is going to be slightly smaller than what's in the book, but I'm fine by that. And I'm using the exact same hook, which is the J. 1 second, let me make sure that's right, as I like completely lie about it. Yeah, so a J hook or a 6mm. Using the exact same hook that calls for it in the pattern. Last time I showed you all the body of this, but the base wasn't done because I was running out of the fiber fill. So I got more, and now this little guy's done. It looks like something from a Pixar movie, which is cute. And all the pieces. Oh, the yarn is, sorry. I'm using KnitPicks Mighty Stitch in ash and silver. So this is ash, this is silver. And this is the bulky weight, and it's 100% acrylic. It's 136 yards for 100 grams, and it's for a child, so acrylic is the way to go. Yeah, that way the parent can throw it in the wash, do all that. Cause kids. So, all the pieces are done. Like, let me just pull a couple out. Oh, this is literally one of each. So I have legs. Oh no, this is an arm. So the arm's done. These will get stuffed a little bit and then sewn to the body. The foot, which looks exactly like the arm, except you can tell if I hold it like this. This one is a little bit fatter on the bottom. And then this is one of, I drop things back in the bag, one of the ears. And his nose is in this bag somewhere. So all I have to do for this little guy is sew everything together, which shouldn't take me too long. And in all honesty, when I started doing amigurumi years ago, I did not like sewing them together. I thought it was just, it just was hard. And now I don't mind it at all. Like, it's totally fun to see it sort of come to life. So I'm really excited to get this one done and give it to my friend for her little one, because it's a surprise. And I think she's gonna love it. I also have to do a tail, which isn't hard. It's just like a little thing with some fringe on it. So that hopefully will be done soon too. Okay. So with that, wrap that up. I have one, wait, what? Oh, I have one more thing that I'm going to be starting soon. So, last thing is, I am moderating, oh, let me go back. So, Denise Byron of Byron Handmade just released a new pattern. I'll pop a picture of it in here. It is the Wave of Change shawl or blanket. So this pattern is written for a bunch of different yarn weights and is kind of the next in sort of a series of patterns. So she had the jacket that originally came out, and then the pullover, which I got to test knit, which was really awesome. And now the shawl is available. It's a square shawl, which is really dope. And it uses, well, you can use kind of any weight, but I think it's written for a sport weight. And like most of her patterns, or a few of them, I should say, she does a knit along with them. And so I help moderate those Zoom calls, which happened last weekend on a Sunday. And people who are making the pattern, either the shawl or the blanket, we all come together, hang out for about an hour, and just chit chat and share in each other's company. It's a lot of fun, especially since this is like our 4th, maybe 5th, I can't remember, time doing these meetups, and so you get some people that have been in previous ones, and so it's fun to just like share in each other's company. It's like, you know, you build friendships with these people because you see them over the course of weeks, and then maybe another pattern gets released and they come back to be a part of that one. So it's been really fun. Now, with all that was going on over the weekend, I wasn't able to cast on, but I decided that I knew what yarn I was going to use. I wanted to stash dye for it. And so I went through the stuff that's behind me. 1 second. And I had 2 sweater quantities of yarn that I recently decided, I was like, I bought the yarn for certain patterns. Both of them actually had color work in them, or like a mosaic color work in them. And I decided that I wasn't gonna make them. I was like, I love the pattern, but like, I think the colors that I picked for, like, one of them was the painting bricks. Is that what it's called? Painting brick sweater. And like, I wasn't really feeling the colors that I picked to be the bricks. And so those are just living in a bag off on their own. And so the color that I used for the main color I was hoping to use for the main portion is what I'm going to use now. And the other, I can't even remember what the other sweater is, but they both are getting cut, and I'm going to repurpose the yarn for something else. Obviously, I'm not going to use all of it because it was a sweater quantity. Although I shouldn't laugh about that. I probably, knowing me, I will make it quite large. So I'm going to repurpose the yarn that I had for another project for this project. And I'm going to use this Cascade yarn, Cascade 220. It's the sport weight. And I have, where are the colors on these bad boys? Both of these are 50 gram hanks, so it's 164 yards of 100% Peruvian Highland wool. Does this have a color? Friend. No. Oh. We love it. Color 8393 and color 4002. So once I put these two together, I realized that they're very close to the color combination of the poncho that I made for my friend not too long ago, and I thought that that was funny. So it's a gray and a like navy blue. And I'm gonna make mine in a striped version. So since it's such low contrast, from far away you probably won't be able to tell, but up close you will definitely get the feel that it's 2 different colors. So I'm super excited. Hopefully, if not today, tomorrow I can cast that on, so I can start making some progress on it before our next Zoom meetup, which I think is this Sunday. So if you're watching this and you've seen the pattern and you would like to join in, please follow Denise over on her Instagram or sign up for her newsletter. I know she pushes out alerts and whatever. She pushes out info about what time we're going to be meeting up for the Zoom, and it would be lovely to hang out with some of you all on a Sunday while we sit and knit on our pattern together. So these will get wound up soon, and I will definitely be casting that on. And with that, I think that's it for me this time. I know that I normally do a music recommendation, and because I can be a mess sometimes, I totally forgot to bring something in here. So this week we will not have a recommendation, but if you would like to add something to the playlist, again, you can go over on Spotify and check out the Piece4PeaceCrafting Podcast playlist. I know it's a long title, but that's what it is, over on Spotify, and it's a communal playlist. So you can feel free to drop things in there. Not too many, like I wouldn't say like go over and add 20, but definitely you can pick a handful of songs that you think the group might like, and we can all hang out and, well, not hang out, but we can all jam out together with that playlist. I think for me, that is it for now. I'm hoping that I get a little bit more work done on some projects over the next 2 weeks, and hopefully things will slow down a little bit, just from these people making plans. Because I would like to have some more of my crafting time back. Yeah, like I know last time I showed, sorry, I'm rambling now, that I was working, or it started a once in floral. I haven't touched that in the past 2 weeks, and I'm really bummed about it because I want that sweater. So this is why people need to stop making plans, so that I can make the things that I want. Selfishly, I'm like, I want to do what you are inviting me to, but also like I need to be making some things. Anywho, that's it for me this episode. Again, if you enjoyed watching, please feel free to do all that fun YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you all, make a piece, spread some peace. Peace.